Hello guys and welcome to MotorBeam. I am super duper excited because I've got the Multistrada V4S. Now this one is the first motorcycle to get a radar system. It's got winglet as well. It's got a V4 motor from Ducati and this is the costliest Multistrada you can get in India right now. I am so stoked so that I'll tell you all the goods and bads about it in today's video. Before we begin, subscribe to MotorBeam and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Now let's start with the things that I don't like about this motorcycle at all. Number one being the handlebar. Because it's long, it's wide, it's further. Thing is that when I'm seated on the motorcycle, I have to literally stretch my hand all the way to take a U-turn. And this is a considerably heavy motorcycle and taking a U-turn, I'm not that skillful that I'll slide in and take a U-turn in heavy traffic situations. So at that time, it is bothersome. Second thing is this phone holder. Now Ducati, this idea is very nice that you can put down your phone, charge your phone right over here. But the thing is that I've got a normal standard current generation phone and it just does not go inside. So that is, it's got stuck now. And that is another problem. Number three is the height of the pillion seat, because for any pillion that I have got, I am an average Indian heighted rider. I am 5 feet 6 inches. Getting on the saddle is easy. But for a pillion, they literally have to climb onto it. And there are times that they have hit this thing, the grab rail. So that is another problem. And the last thing which I don't like is that this motorcycle only gets a 22 liter fuel tank. I know only and 22 does not go hand in hand, but then this motorcycle returns only a mileage close to 11 to 18 kilometers per liter. That is quite less, and I tried that out in my Hindi video that I could achieve close to 17.9, that too riding very sanely. If you got such a motorcycle, you're gonna open throttle quite a lot, and because of that the mileage will be only close to 13 kilometers per liter. That's close to only 300 kilometers of range on a full tank. For a touring motorcycle, that is a bit less. Now let's talk about the things that I like about the Multistrada V4S so much that it has got me intrigued quite a lot. Now friends of mine from different media publications have been posting about the Multistrada V4, that it is a brilliant motorcycle to get. Sell your kidneys, sell your life, sell everything and get this. I was not understanding why. But the one thing is that the radar system that is on this motorcycle is just so brilliant. It works only for the adaptive cruise control, but then this radar at the front measures the distance from the car right ahead of you. In India, the situation is a little okay. It does not work perfectly well. You need to have something like a big container or a car ahead of you so that the adaptive cruise control works well. And the rear radar system works best for the blind detection. The LEDs are there on the mirrors. So whenever a car or a bike tries to overtake you, it just pops up. It gets bothersome in traffic situations because the lights are always on, but then again this motorcycle does help you quite a lot. And second thing is the refinement from the engine. This one, the 1158cc motor, which is a V4 motor, is still so refined. I haven't ridden a refined engine from Ducati before. Now the thing is that I don't have to call it Testrada, but this is a Granturismo engine, the Granturismo V4, and this is a brand new engine. It produces close to 170 PS of power and 125 Nm of torque. Well, the torque has come down a little, but the power has gone up, and it is so much more usable, so much more friendly. The throttle response is so nice, plus it's got multiple sets of riding modes with different sets of engine modes, 8 levels of traction control, and I can go on and on and on. This engine is just brilliant. Now another thing which is very useful, and I complained a little about the 950, that was the visor. Over here, with just a single finger, I can pull it up and I can push it down. This is actually very nice. Then the next interesting thing is that the lights. Well, the updated design does give you a new set of lights, and then the phase gets more aggressive like the Panigale, but then there is a balance of the Multistrada going around too. Thing is that these LED lights are bright, plus the high beam function looks so nice. Then again, if you go down to a close-up, there's another LED unit tucked right below, and that is for the cornering function. This is so nice. Now this motorcycle also gets the skyhook suspension, that is an electronically adjustable suspension both for the front as well as the rear. We experienced it in the 950 and we were quite impressed with it. With the V4S, it gets even better because the damping, compression, everything is controlled so nicely. Plus the skyhook function, like you are hooked to the sky, it actually works just like that. The rear keeps moving, the hanging parts keep moving around, but the motorcycle rides flawlessly. Even in the worst kind of roads, this motorcycle gives you that confidence. The only problem again I have is with the tires. Now these tires are good enough for trail riding, but if you go completely off-road, you find a lack of grip somewhat going around. The suspension also has 24 levels of preload, and inevitably the ride height also changes once you change what the preload capacity is, like the rider plus luggage, rider plus pillion, rider plus pillion plus luggage. Plus then what happens is the ride height, which is inevitably, that also changes a bit. However, if you want to get yourself a low seat height option, there is a seat 2 for anyone who wants to look at this motorcycle. And for that, even if you are 5 feet 6 inches or less than that, you can ride this motorcycle without having any problems. Now the thing is that if you want to shut or turn on the motorcycle, the key will be always in your pocket. But then again, if you want to open the fuel tank, you will have to use it to open it. That said, apart from that, the key stays in your pocket all the time. And the best part is that if you want to lock and unlock, you just have to press this button. If you want to lock it completely, do a handle lock as well, just hold on to it. Well, you will have to hold on to for like 3 to 5 seconds. You heard that noise? And that is when it locks. Click on it, it unlocks, and each and every light comes up, which is very nice. Thing is that this one is a big screen. It's about 6.5 inches, a complete digital colorful TFT, which is so nice. And the tachometer, the gear position indicator, the speedometer looks so purposeful. Plus it's got details in a perfect order. The numbers, the digits are quite small, but then again, when you are riding, you can read them very easily. And the thing is that you've got a joystick for the first time on a Ducati motorcycle. Earlier there was no joystick here. All you had to do is control with the switches that were existing there. This joystick keeps working around, and then you can get the trip details, all of that. Plus, if you want to change the adaptive cruise control and all of those settings too, you can do that from here as well. If you want to turn on the cruise control, just press on this and then it will start working on and on. Plus, if you want to increase the volume of your phone, connect it. So yeah, that is there. You can connect your phone with Ducati Connect. But then there is one big problem. To use navigation, you have to get on to a different kind of a map, and I don't know, you have to download somewhere close to 2700 MB of offline maps for India. To use that, well, that is a lot of data, and you have to keep your phone on all the time. For that, the solution is nice, but then battery consumption, little bit disappointing. Another thing is that this motorcycle comes at a curb weight of 247 kgs, that is almost 250 kgs. But then again, it does not feel as heavy. It does at some times if you lean in too much, but then again, this motorcycle is still accessible, and the way they've put down the weight, the tank is a little bit big, but it does not feel top heavy now, which is a very good thing. This V4 motor is so tractable. It has a very good low end, a very strong mid range, and the top end is just whack open crazy. The 170 horsepower come in so nicely. Plus the red line is close to 10,000 RPM, but it does push a little ahead, goes all the way up to 11,000, and this one just wants to lift the wheel every time you whack it open. It does get a 6-speed gearbox. It is very 6 shifting, plus the quick shifter for up and down works flawlessly. The only problem that I have is when I have to use the clutch, but then you do get a hydraulic clutch. It is a little heavy for traffic situations. For normal riding, well, it's just fun. And the best part about this motorcycle is the exhaust note. Damn, this is loud. I don't know how Ducati has managed to get this through for such a loud motorcycle. This is a stock exhaust. And there's another thing which has been updated, and that is the chassis. Now this one gets a monocoque chassis, and just because of that, the overall ride and handling balance has become brilliant. This motorcycle is made for going the distance, and it does it flawlessly. Well, if you want to tackle bad roads, well, it is not as great as the GS does it, but then again, this motorcycle can ride like a superbike on the road, which the GS does not feel comfortable with. This is a proper motorcycle that you can go touring, that you can take it on the track and have a lot of fun too. It has been only 2 days of me riding this motorcycle and close to 150 kilometers, and I have fallen in love with it all over again. This one rides like the way you want it, plus the electronics help you so much. The last thing which I like the most about this motorcycle is, just look at it yaar. It looks so nice. It has got lines and curves and edges which just go all around the motorcycle. The shark fin design over here, the front is angry, tank is huge, the seat area is thin, but the tail, a sport bike tail. This is an attractive motorcycle, no doubts about it. And the best part, winglets. Now everything on the motorcycle is so good, plus you've got very good brakes as well. Now these from Brembo just stop. You do a command of clicking a button and this motorcycle comes to a halt without thinking twice. This is a 250 kg motorcycle and it stopped like it's no one's business. There are chances that someone might come from behind and hit you. This motorcycle stops so quickly. That said, this motorcycle has lots and lots of good things. I started with a bad note saying there are things which I don't like about it, but then there are so many things that you like about this motorcycle. There's another thing that pinches me a little, and that is the price. This one, the V4S, comes at a price of 26.5 lakh rupees on road Mumbai. 26.5. Yes, that is almost the same price as the XUV 700, which also gets ADAS. Radar system, radar system. That said, this one is a definite pick for someone who wants to get a motorcycle for their life. It's got all the tech, it's got everything that you want for bit of a price, but that if you can afford, get it. I am sold. Ducati, what a brilliant machine. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.